And here we are again together live. It is a Sunday morning here in Southern California. It is day 5 of the challenge, and it is the final day of the challenge. So for those of you who have stuck with me through all of this, I commend you. You've got one more challenge to do as we hone in those communication skills where we're building the ability to translate the technical knowledge we have through communication to non-technical stakeholders, to be able to communicate our value. That's what we've been working on through this 5-day challenge. So welcome back. I hope you've enjoyed what we've done so far. Let's see. A little quote to get us started today. And this is really on par with the topic of the day. And it goes like this: the difference between getting noticed and getting promoted, it's a compelling career story that makes decision makers sit up and take notice. It's simply about being recognized for the work that you're doing, right? That's the difference. You need to be recognized for your value. And when you're valued, your career reflects it, right? And so that's what we want to do. That's exactly what we want to do. So that brings me to day 5 of the Cloud Confidence 5-day Speak Up and Stand Out Challenge, because we're trying to end 24, right, with impact, right, in our careers, right? That's what we're focused on here. And some of this will translate over into our daily life, right? Communication is never a bad thing. All right, so what are we going to do today? Well, let's talk about it. So today we're going to recap what we did the past 4 days of the challenge. And then we're going to talk about the VIP pitch formula. I know it might sound a little funny, but I'm going to tell you what it is, how to use it, and then I'll give you a challenge to practice it. Then we're going to discuss an opportunity I think I have for you that is kind of special to me, right? So we'll talk about the VIP pitch formula, we'll talk about the challenge, and then I'll share something else with you before we call it a day. All right, so let's recap what we've done over the past couple of days. So remember, we started out on day 1 and we talked about the PAR method, right? The PAR method was problem, action, result, right? And this was just a way for you to make statements and to share information that highlights what situation you faced and what the results were when you took action, right? So you are acknowledged for the work that you've done. On day 2, we talked about the PREP framework. The PREP framework is point, reason, example, point. State your point. I want to do this upgrade. Give me the reason. Provide an example, right, that's got some numbers behind it, back it with data, and then state your point again with conviction, right? Then on day 3, we talked about the AIR technique. And remember, that was a good way to communicate with stakeholders because the first thing we do is align. We align with our stakeholders and make sure that we are of the same mind, we are both have the same expectation. Then we talk about the impact and we make a request, right? So once we're aligned with stakeholders, here's the impact of what we're aligned on, and here's my request. And we don't leave without clear direction moving forward, right? And then yesterday, day 4, we talked about the STAR method. Remember that: situation, task, action, result. And that's a way to take our experiences and put them into a story to highlight what we've done and what the results were. And again, for anybody that's looking at a career at AWS, the STAR method is so important to learn for the interview process. There's other organizations that use it as well. So keep that one in mind. And then, of course, we had challenge tasks every single day. Have you been doing those? Have you been doing the task and just posting it in either the Facebook or the LinkedIn group? I hope you have. I hope you have. The only way you get better at this is by practicing, right? And putting it in our group, small group of people, no reason to be nervous. Just throw it out there and let's have some discussion around it so that you can get better, right? Okay, So that's where we are. And let's move into day 5, right? So here we are, day 5. The VIP pitch formula. What is this? It's a way for you to craft or to put together or to verbalize a career story that's compelling. It's a way that you can highlight what you're strong at, right? What you've done that's had impact, and also a way for you to outline where you want to go, like your vision for growth. Okay, so VIP: value, impact, potential. Those are the steps that you need to remember for this to work. Okay, let's break them down into each of these points, and then we'll talk about some do's and don'ts. Okay, so let's go into our first point: value. Okay, so what you do with the value portion is you need to think about your strengths and highlight them in a way that helps you to be recognized, to be noticed, to stand out, right? The things that are unique about you. What are you really good at, right? Highlight those. Highlight the skills that you have, right? It's setting yourself apart. That's really what you're doing, right? We can see that in the little idea bubble here. Okay, so here's some examples of what you might say that does this, okay? I specialize in designing secure, scalable architectures for multi-cloud environments. See, that would be a great statement if you're in cloud security. Maybe you say something like this if you're in cyber. Maybe you'd say, I'm skilled, or I know how to detect and mitigate advanced persistent threats, APT, right? Through proactive threat hunting. Oh, I'm good at threat hunting, right? Make that statement about yourself, okay? All right, so then we move from the value to the impact. So you're good at that, but what's valuable about that, or what has impact from that? Where do we get the impact, right? Does that make sense? Okay, here we go. The impact. This is where you're going to show your track record, right? So let's see. You want to be credible, right? So it has to be something that you actually did. We don't make stuff up, right? We don't put together fake LinkedIn profiles that showcase things that you've seen other people do and then try to pass that off as yourself. You have stories, you've done things, even if it's in a lab and it had impact to the environment. That's something that you can share legitimately, right? So you want to build credibility by showing the tangible things that you've done, the value you've already delivered, right? So if you're already working in an organization and you're trying to get promoted, you should have a track record of things that you've done for work. If you're a learner, then maybe you're working on some open source projects and you can show that. Maybe you've had some work that you've had to turn in the past. Save that as part of your portfolio and show that, right? So, okay, let's talk about the cloud security statement that you would make here. So remember, you're good at multi-cloud environments, right? And so then you say, yeah, so I implemented a cloud native security solution that reduced misconfigurations by 75% across all of our environments, right? Boom. Okay, that's impact. How about cyber, right? My incident response plan reduced the average resolution time for critical threats from what was taking us 12 hours to 3. Boom, impact, right? Pretty cool. All right, so you show the impact. The next thing that we do is we move on to the potential. So it's almost like, these are the things that I've done. Here's where I'm at right now. Let's talk about the vision, where I want to be, the growth trajectory, right? You want to be able to inspire confidence in the person you're talking to by showing them that you're forward thinking, right? That you're looking down the road. And so what are some things that you can say? What could you say here? Okay, so again, cloud security. Here's your example. I want to lead initiatives that integrate AI-driven analytics into our cloud security strategy to enhance threat detection. That's forward thinking, right? The whole industry is talking about AI right now, right? But in cloud security, you have something to focus on, but that doesn't mean you can't embrace, right, these technologies, these fast-paced, growing technologies, right, and bring them into that security domain, right? AI-driven analytics, that's great, right? Is that where you're thinking? Are you forward thinking like that? Or maybe for cybersecurity, right? I'm focused on advancing my expertise in zero trust frameworks. Why? Because I want to drive the adoption of a more secure access model across our enterprise. I want to drive that, right? See, these are the things that you share that show you that you're forward thinking, right? So VIP, right? Value, impact, potential, right? I'm good at this. Here's what I've done. This is the potential if you turn me loose, right? That's what you want. Okay. So here's some do's and don'ts. We got to cover these, right? So the first do, right? Start strong with your professional identity, right? Focus on that, right? Your achievements, the specific achievements. Take what you've done in the past and the successes you've had there and connect them to the goals you have in the future, right? Do that through this VIP method, right? Be confident in your body language, right? Don't cower when you're having these conversations, right? These are conversations that you need to have to share with your manager, your leadership, so they know where you want to go, right? You don't want to be held back, right? And end with clear direction. This is what I want to lead. This is where I want to go. I want this project, okay? What you don't want to do is you don't want to start with your job title. I'm a cloud engineer, and no, you're not. You're you. You happen to be working in a certain role, right? Your job title, right? But remember, we highlight the value. I'm good at this. This is the impact it's had, right? Don't make generic statements. Be specific. Call those things out. If there's something that doesn't mesh up with your goals, experience that you have in the past, right? Maybe you're a project manager and that's irrelevant to where you want to go. Don't bring it up. There's no reason to, right? And when it comes to all those things that you have done, don't undersell your achievements. Don't undersell yourself. And don't end the VIP pitch without a vision for the future, right? You need to be able to show that potential, where you want to go. This is the vision I have for my future, okay? So those are the do's and don'ts when you implement the VIP method, the VIP pitch. And here's our challenge for day 5, the last day, right? I want you to think of a time when you specifically showcased your strengths, those strengths that are unique to you, and when you had some results that could be measured. I want you to think of that, right? Or when you had something that was significant around cloud or cybersecurity. Think of that time, right? And I want you to tell me about it, right, in your VIP pitch. I want you to structure your response with the value, you know, what you're good at, the impact, what it did that was measurable, right? And then the potential. Where do you want to be? Tell me where you want to go. Do that and post that VIP pitch to the group, right? Post it in Facebook, post it in LinkedIn, wherever you post it, whichever group you post it on, right? Post it there and let's talk about it, right? And let's practice that and let's help you to continue in your career growth, right? Now, this is the last day of the 5-day challenge. I'll be on. I said I was going to give some stuff away, right? Some coaching, that type of stuff. I'll be on to announce who gets that tomorrow in a day. It won't be at 8 a.m. in the morning, but I'll post a video to share that and I'll put it in the groups. You're only going to see that if you're a member of the group, right? So if you're not a member of the Cloud Confidence group in Facebook or LinkedIn, make sure you join it to see who wins that. And then I did want to leave without giving you just something else. So what I want to do is I just want to talk to you personally, right? This is great doing these live streams and being able to have a couple of chats back and forth on LinkedIn or Facebook. But if you're really intent on progressing in your career in cloud security or cybersecurity, and you're struggling with bridging that gap between the technical expertise or the technical knowledge that you have or that you're learning and how any of that translates to what leadership and management is interested in and having conversations with them about it. If you struggle with that, then scan my QR code here and book a 30-minute call with me. It's just a discovery call. I don't charge anything for it. And let's just see what I can do to help you and point you in the right direction. So that's it for today. Thanks for joining me in the 5-day challenge. This has been fun, and join the group. Let's keep the conversation going. And I will see you in another video, in another post, in another live stream, or maybe even live at an event like reInvent, which I'll be at tomorrow for the whole week. So if you're there, look me up. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you around.